let's set a scene that I know is incredibly familiar to you. Picture this. You've just dropped a perfectly researched, highly logical comment on a controversial topic. Your argument is absolutely flawless. It's backed up by undeniable data. But within seconds, your notifications light up, and they aren't refuting your data. Instead, you're met with an absolute wall of immediate, totally irrational hostility.
Yeah, your flawless arguments are instantly drowned out by name-calling, goalpost shifting, and all-caps screaming. You try to argue back with facts, but you're getting absolutely nowhere, right? You're just met with more "you are wrong" and aggressive mocking. It is incredibly frustrating. But, there's actually a deep, ancient psychological reason for this whole shebang.
Section 1. The Tripartite Trap. Debating the Wrong Soul. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going back roughly 2,400 years to decode a psychological framework from Plato to figure out exactly why internet trolls managed to drag us down to their level. See, Plato believed that every single person possesses what he called a tripartite soul. Basically, your psyche is divided into 3 distinct parts, and all 3 of them are constantly competing for control of your mind. To understand the problem with internet arguments, we really have to understand these 3 pieces of our underlying mental hardware. First up, we have the rational soul. This represents cool, calm reason. It's the part of you that actively seeks objective truth. The part that's swayed by actual facts and valid arguments. When you get into a debate online, this is the logical hardware you mistakenly assume your opponents are using. You think you're speaking to their rational soul, but, well, the reality is much, much different. Second, we've got the spirited soul. Now, this isn't just about basic feelings. It's heavily swayed by sympathy, and it's the real engine behind righteous anger and duty. It drives your ambition. It gives you a sense of social honor. It responds fiercely to perceived injustices. But here's the kicker. It absolutely does not care about data or statistics. And finally, we have the appetitive soul. This is the base animalistic side of the brain. It's driven purely by carnal, visceral temptations and the immediate urgent need to protect yourself from danger. I mean, this is literally the feral side of the brain we share with pigs, moose, and aardvarks. It just wants a reaction. It just wants to feed its impulses. Let me pause here for a second and ask you a direct, maybe slightly embarrassing question. Be honest, have you ever typed out a massive 5-paragraph essay to absolutely destroy a troll in the comments, felt your heart racing, and then realized you just wasted 30 minutes of your life arguing with a stranger named CryptoBro99? If your own ego has ever hijacked your keyboard to fight a troll, well, you've fallen right into the trap. Section 2. The Death of Rationality. Stop feeding the beast. See, engaging in the comments section drives us totally crazy because when a troll attacks you, their rational soul is completely offline. They're being ruled entirely by those other 2 parts of their psyche. Just notice the perfect contrast here between the 2 irrational states of your opponents. On one side, you have the spirited warrior. They argue from blind, righteous anger to protect their social honor. And on the other side, the appetitive troll, who is honestly just seeking a visceral dopamine hit from getting a reaction out of you. This explains exactly why your carefully researched statistics simply bounce right off them. Their rational soul is asleep at the wheel. Just think about the sheer absurdity of this for a second. If your opponent is insulting you or spamming memes just to get a rise out of you, they are literally using the exact same part of the soul that drives an animal to eat garbage. So why on earth are you trying to use high-level logic to debate someone who is operating with the mind of an aardvark? And here is the real danger. Plato believed that people who allow themselves to be ruled by these emotional and physical impulses are, well, base and not operating as fully proper humans. By getting provoked into an angry response, you're allowing yourself to be pulled right down into the mud with them. You surrender your critical thinking, basically giving up your own rational mind to your lowest emotional impulses. You become the beast. Section 3. The Charioteer Framework, putting reason in the driver's seat. So how do we actually dominate the debate without losing our minds? Well, you can't fight anger with anger, and you certainly can't reason with an appetite. To solve this, you've got to adopt Plato's ideal standard of putting reason strictly in control. This is the ultimate solution to the comments section madness. We call it the Charioteer Framework. It's a 3-step process to diagnose your opponent and completely disarm them using cool reason. Like a charioteer controlling wild horses, your rational mind has to guide your responses. Let's walk through exactly how to execute these 3 steps in real time.
All right, the absolute crucial starting point is step 1. Run a quick diagnostic on their reply. Are they offering premises to actually support a conclusion? If yes, congratulations, you're engaging with a rational human. But if they're throwing ad hominem attacks, mocking you, or just expressing blind, righteous anger, boom, you've identified a feral beast operating from the spirited or appetitive soul. You have to spot this immediately. Which leads us directly to step 2. Remember, the beast feeds on emotional reactions. If you get defensive, if you get angry, or if you try to insult them back, the appetitive and spirited souls win. You have to starve the beast. And you do this by keeping your own rational soul in check, responding purely with cool reason, and calmly asking them to clarify their premises. This takes us right to step 3, exposing the flawed reason. You can calmly tell them something like, you are expressing your emotions, but your beliefs need to be backed up by reasons, because an argument isn't a shouting match. Remind them that without supportive premises and evidence, there's no debate happening at all. You're basically just watching them have a tantrum. And this right here, this is your ultimate psychological cheat code. Seriously, the next time they try to bait you, reply with exactly this. Your righteous anger is noted, but anger isn't evidence. Let me know when the rational part of your brain comes back online and we can discuss the actual facts. I guarantee you this exact script will make a troll's entire argumentative strategy instantly collapse. It gives them absolutely nothing to feed on. To sum all of this up, a true debate requires a solid foundation of logic. It forces us to elevate our minds and, frankly, suppress our animalistic temptations. As long as manipulative trolls try to drag you down by appealing to your anger and your ego, you need to know exactly how to keep cool reason firmly in the driver's seat. Which leaves us with one final, incredibly important question to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. The very next time you open a comment section and feel your heart rate spike, ask yourself, are you driving the chariot or are you just feeding the beast? Stay sharp, protect your rational soul, and never let the beasts run the comment section.